Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Saga Troy video. Today we're going to be checking out the Amazons DLC, more specifically the new Horde mechanic, as this could be rather interesting. Hordes have never really been too fun for the Total War series. However, it seems that they've been reworked completely, so we're going to dedicate this video to checking out their new mechanics and seeing what has changed, as it is entirely possible that this new Horde mechanic might make its way into future games. So for the purpose of showing off these new mechanics, I'm going to start off a new campaign as Penthesilea in easy mode and easy battles. And don't worry, we will have some in-depth looks at the Amazon factions in future videos. Before anything, there is a minor graphical error with the usual pop-ups that appear during your campaign. Bear in mind that obviously this is still in development and I've received this DLC in early access, so that should be fixed upon launch. Now, as per usual when starting a fresh new campaign, we get a little introduction pop-up, which basically tells us how our faction plays. This is a Horde faction, so we can't obviously inhabit settlements. But the interesting part here is the initiation rites. Amazons can directly recruit only their most basic units. Once a unit has proven itself, it can be initiated into the Amazon War Mysteries and become more powerful. This is effectively an upgrade system, where you'll level up your basic units and eventually transform them into others. The stances for these Horde factions are the same as can be expected: standard, march, ambush, raid, and encamp. But it seems encamping now no longer takes action points. This is fantastic, as it means that you will be able to encamp and thus recruit and replenish straight after attacking and destroying an enemy settlement. As stated before in regards to recruitment, now you have access to all your basic low tier units straight from the start. These low tier units themselves are nothing too spectacular. Of course, that's why they're low tier. However, as you do battle and eventually get to the point that you can upgrade them, you can then change those basic units into others. There are obviously some restrictions here. Certain low tier units are obviously tied to certain high tier units, and you can only get access to them after you've ranked them up a certain amount of time and have also constructed the building which gives you access to them. This can be a bit of an issue early campaign, but then again, this dramatically changes your playstyle and you're not so much focused on building up loads of different buildings. Instead, now you're focusing on the specifics that you want. You'll require some chevrons for each of your specific units before you can upgrade them. Thankfully, your main building provides a decent amount of unit experience, but the best way to actually level up your troops is to get into combat. You'll notice all these new buildings with specific trees, but they don't grant you access to units. Instead, each of these trees will grant you units via the upgrade system. Yeah, you're gonna have to change out your playstyle quite heavily here. If you're used to Hordes in, say, Total War Warhammer, now everything's been dramatically changed, which could present for some interesting scenarios, not only for a Total War Saga Troy, and hopefully future titles. Defeating armies and raising settlements will give you access to a new resource known as Battle Glory. Battle Glory itself works with its own specific tree, where the more Battle Glory you get, you'll be able to not only get benefits towards your army, but also summon in some powerful Bloodsworn troops. You will need a certain amount of Battle Glory to be able to unlock these troops, and they can be fairly expensive, not only in regards to the resource, but generalized resources too. But this shouldn't be a problem, especially if you're playing aggressively, and as a Horde you should be playing aggressively. When you finally attack some settlements and defeat the enemy garrison, you'll have two options: raise and kill or raise and enslave. With raise and kill, you'll be able to get a bit more battle glory than usual, and also have a massive increase to your Royal Decree research rate for one turn, which is obviously incredibly useful. But if you want to focus around your Horde growth, there's also raise and enslave, which boosts up your Horde growth for a while, whilst offering a decent amount of battle glory. Now you will notice that I skipped one benefit for both options. Whichever option you pick, your hero will be refunded a certain amount of action points, meaning that you will now be able to carry on moving after attacking a settlement. This is absolutely fantastic, as now you'll be able to start moving and attacking your next target as soon as possible, rather than wait a turn and then start moving. A quick note over here when spawning other armies. You'll notice that any other heroes that you spawn to recruit armies will get a specific faction trait, which that itself gives them the trait to be able to regain campaign movement after raising a settlement. But there is one thing that you need to notice over here. You'll notice that this trait says that the army can't reinforce or be reinforced. I want to point this out because, well, this can be a bit of an issue when you're launching your campaigns, especially if you rely on low tier units. Not being able to reinforce or be reinforced can be a massive issue. An army of very low tier units is not very well geared to fight multiple armies, so not being able to have an ally with you can be a bit of an issue. I'm not too sure how I feel about this mechanic in all honesty, but from what I've played, it doesn't seem like too much of an issue. However, my mind drifts to other games, for example Total War Warhammer. This Horde rework is seeming interestingly enough, and races such as the Warriors of Chaos and maybe the Beastmen could also benefit from this. But the Beastmen themselves are very low tier units straight off the bat, so it might be a bit too difficult if they can't reinforce themselves with multiple armies. That being said, the Horde system here seems to be multiple army friendly, as since you're recruiting very low cost tier units, you are able to make multiple armies and have them for different purposes. For example, here I am besieging an enemy settlement, whilst also working with another Horde to start raiding another possible enemy. This is so I can level up the character and focus around getting some more experience. Raiding, as expected, is a decent way to start getting more resources, and it is advised to move around the world map. The map itself is absolutely huge, so you'll want to start sending hordes to different locations. Don't get caught out with one or two armies, you'll want multiple ones to be able to be safe. The unit upgrade system in itself is a continuation of what we've already seen in the Total War Warhammer series when in regards to upgrading units with the greenskins. Instead of being able to give them buffs, however, if you have certain buildings unlocked and these units also have the rank you need, you'll be able to transform them into a completely new unit. So now let's talk about the Horde mechanic in general and discuss about the possible future. This is indeed a drastic change to what we're used to, and in all honesty, from what I'm playing, it seems rather fun. This completely changes your campaign experience as a Horde, and while there are some clutches here and there, I think it's actually for the better. It looks like Creative Assembly have had some inspiration from their own upgrade system and some mods that exist in other games. I'd say something like this would work rather nicely for the Total War Warhammer series. It's a complete change, and it doesn't feel like you're going to be stuck playing a boring faction. What do you guys think about this new Horde mechanic? And do you think it should be included in the Total War Warhammer series too, as obviously the Saga games are very much a testing ground, and I think they've hit the mark with this one. It seems quite interesting. I might even stream this new Horde faction in the future. Let me know if you'd like to see the Hordes in greater detail via the form of a livestream. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.